Hello everybody, it's me, Adam Yobst of A-Team Realty LLC, and I'm here once again to share with you the latest news and information for the DC metro real estate markets. Last month, in October 2009, the real estate market continued to slow down, and that's pretty typical for the season. However, there are glimpses that things are going to actually heat up here by the end of the year, particularly in DC and Northern Virginia. So let's take a look at these numbers, and I'll share with you my 2 cents on what this means here for the upcoming months. Alright, let's talk about the absorption rate. One of my favorite measures of real estate activity is the absorption rate. Now, if you've listened to my previous videos, you know that the absorption rate is a measurement of inventory and the relationship between inventory and buyer demand. In order for it to be a balanced real estate market, the absorption rate should be between 25 and 35%. That's how we define a balanced real estate market here at A-Team Realty. As you can see from this chart here, we haven't been in a balanced real estate market since about the middle point of 2005. And we sort of shot right through that very quickly on a quick decline in terms of inventory and buyer demand that year in 2005. Since then, we've had our normal peaks and troughs, with the absorption rate increasing typically in the summer months and decreasing in the winter months until about the spring of the following year. And we're seeing that here over the past several years. Now, if you follow that trend to the right-hand side, you'll notice in the recent year, 2009, we have definitely seen an uptick in the absorption rate. The absorption rate is an early indication that we have in fact already hit bottom, and we are trending towards a more positive, balanced real estate market here in the upcoming years. I would expect the absorption rate to continue to grow next year and into the following year, and prices are typically quick to follow, relatively quick to follow in terms of real estate cycles. It may take another year, year and a half before we start seeing any dramatic improvements in the sales prices. I suspect that they're going to remain pretty flat, with slight upticks here in average sale prices over the next 2 years. But then following that, in about 2011, I do suspect that we're going to start to see an increase pretty typical to a balanced real estate market in the range of 5 to 6, 7% perhaps. So keep paying your mortgages, keep moving forward. We're going to get through this together. But again, the absorption rates that I've seen do suggest that we have hit bottom and we are moving towards a more positive and balanced real estate market. The days on market trends are also a good indication here of what to expect in the upcoming months. As you can tell from this graph, I've been collecting this information since 2004. And since then, the average days to sell a property in our area has steadily increased. Again, we're going to see the normal peaks and troughs through the seasonal cycles of real estate, with higher days on market typical for the winter months, and then they tend to really dip there in the summer when a lot of buyers are out there purchasing properties. If you're looking at it on a big scale, though, like we are here, over 5 years, you'll see that we have continued to increase on average until about this year, where we're starting to see a flattening effect, and I do suspect that we will start to see the days on market on average continue to decrease here over the next couple of years as we enter into a more balanced real estate market. This next chart illustrates the number of transactions that have occurred over the past several years. On average, we have been decreasing. The number of sales that occur every month in our area has been steadily decreasing on average from 2004. However, in the recent couple of months here, we have definitely seen an uptick in the number of sales. So it looks like prices were driven down initially, and now they're to the point where they're starting to be purchased. and buyers are comfortable purchasing properties at today's prices, and expecting a positive return on those, I suspect that we're going to continue to see more sales increase as the market gets closer to a balanced real estate market. And it could be as early as 2010 in Northern Virginia and DC, and I suspect it'll be a little bit later than that, maybe 2011, 2012, in areas outside of the immediate DC area and Northern Virginia. Now, the last measure, and probably the most important, is the sales price. Now, on this next chart, let me show you what's been happening with the sales price. The average home prices have been decreasing steadily since they peaked out here in about 2007, 2008. Average home prices, the actual sold prices, do tend to lag behind the other indicators, the absorption rate, days on market, and number of sales. Those three market indications tend to predict what the future sales prices may be. And it's not too surprising that the sales prices are low right now. I think that's where we are right now in terms of sale prices. However, the absorption rate has been increasing, the days on market have been decreasing, and the number of sales have been increasing. Those measurements are all stronger than they were just last year. So I believe that sales prices will quickly follow here in 2010, 2011, 2012, with Northern Virginia leading the way. DC is certainly in the mix. I think we're going to see increases in prices in Northern Virginia and DC first, and then the following year, perhaps 2011, 2012, we're going to see some changes here in Montgomery County. And then the last few areas here that are going to experience a positive price increase are going to be PG and Baltimore. But I suspect all of the areas that I track here will experience increases in average home prices over the next 3 years, based on the information that I have here in front of me. So right now, home prices are low. On average, they're the lowest they've been since I've started tracking the information here in 2004. So you can buy a house right now at a price point that was available in 5 years ago. At this point in 2004, I think buyers are starting to realize that, get off the fence, and start buying these properties. Again, with the incentives, the government incentives program, that seems to be taking effect as well. So buyers are purchasing properties, and that's a good thing for all of us. That's a good opportunity for buyers, and it's a great opportunity for people that have already invested in real estate to take advantage of that demand increase, burn off the inventory here, so we can start to see prices climb. And with that, I'm done. Thank you for taking the time and listening to my video. If you have any questions, feel free to call or email me. I think you have my contact information here on my website. Look forward to doing it again next month. Take care.